So today I just thought I'd talk a bit about interviews and why they're actually so scary. I was talking to a girl about this today, and it sort of made me reflect on all the thinking I'd put into actually how you go from feeling like how I did, where I almost had a panic attack in one of my interviews when I was applying for university, to now feeling at least I have some sense of how to gather myself together so I can put myself across the way I want to. So I think I have come a long way in that, so I thought maybe I should share some of my things that I thought about. I think the first thing is I have learned a lot from going to a public speaking group, and the reason is because I realised the same thing as when you go in public speaking or you're talking in an interview is you feel intensely judged by the people that are watching you, and you're putting all your emphasis on what they're thinking of you. Are you coming across okay? And you're just constantly thinking about yourself. And what you really need to do is try your best to focus on the other person like you would do in a normal conversation or an interaction, because when you're being more natural like that, you naturally just pick up on those social cues and you just come across so much better. I also reflected on that from using Zoom, because you look very awkward when you're staring at yourself on the screen, but as soon as you forget that you're there and you look at the other person, you come across a lot more natural. The thing with interviews is it's so uncertain because you don't know what you're going to be asked. And I think that puts you in a position where you feel that they have more power compared to yourself. And I think a big thing about managing that situation is controlling the things you can control to reclaim some of that power, and also questioning how much power you're going to give the people. I think some things that can take your power away is if you feel that you need the job or you really want it, and that can lead to you feeling like overthinking it or sort of putting everything into it and then causing yourself so much stress that you can hardly function. So I think something that's helped me is thinking that I've chosen to go to that interview, so I have the choice not to go, and always reminding myself of that. I also control the things I can control, so in terms of when I arrive, I always make sure that I arrive 15 minutes early, give myself some space. I like to sit in my car and just know that I'm there. I don't go even into where I'm being interviewed and sit there straight away. I just sit in a quiet space and make sure I have that time, and then I go. I also found a really weird hack that worked for me, that I actually think better with a pen. So I just keep a pen in my hand while I'm answering the questions sometimes. And there was a point where my mind went totally blank in a couple of interviews, and taking a second to drink some water helped me get through that one time. And then another time, I decided to just make a few notes of what they were asking me, and just the process of writing it down actually gave me time to think. And if you think about your brain as well, that's actually opening up different parts of your brain so that you're more able to answer the question, because you've got everything going for you then. I think it's good to acknowledge that interviews are really hard, and you're sort of having to put on a performance like you do on a first date, where you try and put your best self across. It's like you're really trying to do that. And I think sometimes it can be hard when you put on the spot, but I do think that there's some things that you can definitely prepare. And one thing that I've learned that's been a massive help for me is if I can just get past that first question, I feel way more confident. And the best tip I can give for getting over that is look at the person's specification and what you're actually applying for, what they want, and really unpick that, bullet point it or whatever, and then align your particular strengths and values to them, so that you've sort of got a framework in your head of everything that you're going to say in terms of what your values are. You've got some examples ready. And then also, you need to know your own value, and this gives you a framework to actually say that. And really thinking and taking time to reflect, why do I actually want the job I'm applying for? Because if you have that why, you're really going to put across your enthusiasm, and also people want people that they know really want the job. Like, people will try and make it so that you get there if they feel like you're really invested and that you've made some attempt to prepare. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like and subscribe and press the bell if you'd like to be updated when I put out more videos. Thank you.